Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Jack Begaj, the Chief Financial Officer and co-founder at FrontLane. Thank you for joining us, Jack.
Thank you. Good to be here, Fred.
And FrontLane has some very interesting technology, but first I'll let you tell us a little bit about the company, some background.
Yeah, of course. So FrontLane is about a 4-year-old company started between my two co-founders and I. What we really aim to bring is innovation in the rear brake light technology space. As I said earlier, about 40 years ago was the last time there was any innovation in rear brake light technology. That is when the third brake light became mandatory through legislation. Since then, there's really been nothing new in the space, no inventions, no innovation. And what we came to do was something that was studied by Mercedes and then NHTSA about 20 years ago, what's known as adaptive brake light technology, and we wanted to bring it to consumers everywhere.
What do you mean by adaptive brake light technology?
So yeah, of course. Adaptive brake light technology is something that Mercedes pioneered about 18 years ago, and that is when the car or when the sensors notice what is considered hard braking or urgent braking, the light changes to a pulsing red light, and those are instinctually proven to get the attention of the person behind you 50% quicker, as pioneered by Mercedes.
And what have you done with the technology now that's new and different?
So what we've introduced to the market about middle through last year, it was known as Braking Bar. It's a standalone adaptive brake light that has no wires or tools. What used to be about $1,000 and 2 days in the mechanic, or like I said, through the assembly line of Mercedes, now only takes about 60-second installation, and you stick it to your back window on the inside. And while it's simple to use, it was really complex to design because there's potholes, vibrations, window movements, and extreme temperatures that create a unique challenge that require, innovative software, electrical, and mechanical solutions. So what Braking Bar does is you stick it onto your back windshield. After peeling off the adhesive, you turn it on and you calibrate it. Then the sensor inside searches 200 times a second for what's considered urgent braking. So basically, when you slam on your brakes over 60% of threshold, at that moment, the light activates a pulsing light that is 4 times brighter than your existing taillights and gets the attention of the person behind you much faster.
And like you said, it's pulsing, and that helps to attract the attention. Have you been able to quantify the effectiveness of this in helping to reduce accidents or even the severity of accidents?
Oh, yeah. So not only have we been able to quantify it, the NHTSA has been studying this technology for 15 years, and they have released about 3-4 studies in the space. Interesting.
So tell me how you've gotten this into market. Step us through the ease of installation here.
The thesis behind our company, like I said earlier, is that, rear brake light technology, they're dim on purpose. That is so they don't annoy the person behind you in stop and go traffic situations. However, what's considered hard braking or, same-way brake, that's when you're most likely to be in a rear end collision. And as of today, rear end collisions account for 40% of all car accidents. There's over 2 million per year just in the U.S. alone. So this is really what, as my other founder likes to say, is that as a child, he remembers sitting in stop and go traffic. And he also remembers in times when his father slammed on the brakes and he realized that there's no difference in what your rear taillights are signaling to the person behind you. So we went and studied the NHTSA's study with Mercedes and realized that there is a superior technology in the market. However, it's not for every single person. You have to buy these high-end luxury cars. So what we did is we enclosed all of these wires, sensors, and batteries in one singular unit that you just stick onto your rear windshield. And it's as easy as peeling off the adhesive, turning it on, calibrating it, and then you have Braking Bar on that works for about 4 years of battery life in extreme temperatures. However, in more cooler climates, it will last much longer than that.
This does not have a removable battery. Does that mean that the Braking Bar can be removed by the person who installs it without tremendous difficulty?
Yes, so the battery is not removable or rechargeable, and the reason for that is inside the car in very hot climates in Arizona, Death Valley, California, the inside vehicle of your car can reach well over 220 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the internal dash acts like an oven. As a result, we search high and low all over the world, speaking to different manufacturers in Japan, Israel, and Western Europe to just get a battery that they would sign off on us that there would be no damage done if it reached a high temperature. So what I mean by damage is that in extremely high temperatures, as you've seen with Samsung and Apple products, the battery starts to vent, expand, or explode. We made sure that we got a battery that did neither of these three things, which is why the battery inside is not rechargeable or replaceable. In addition to that, due to the location of braking bar on your rear windshield, it's always being hit on by sunlight. So over time, there's heat fatigue on all these sensors, components, and battery that after 4 years, you really need to replace the entire unit.
How is it removed?
Right, yeah, that's a great question. So while it does have a strong adhesive to hold it in place, it actually, we've thinned out the bottom a bit so you can easily, in a way, rotate it down, and that is able to easily move it. However, we've tested it for crashes, for speed and everything, and the adhesive has 22 pounds of force, so it won't come off during anything that's considered a collision or during high-speed movement.
But it is removable when people eventually will need to replace it. So tell us about pricing and availability.
Yep, of course. So we launched last year in late summer, and we started selling on our website at breakingbar.com. We currently retail it for $99 to the average consumer. The reason for that is, like I said, we have some expensive components inside, like the battery and other heat-resistant components that when you're, as I mentioned, the location of braking bar, when the sun is at its zenith or always shining down on braking bar, these components will need to be able to maintain strength and function to well over 200 degrees temperatures in the hottest climate. As a result, braking bar, while it looks simple, it's very unique and was more expensive to make.
Cool stuff. And for more information, the place to go is breakingbar.com, BRAKINGBAR.com. Jack Begaj, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.